Louis Vuitton Cup, Semifinal Race 2, 7 August 2013, Artemis Racing versus Luna Rossa Challenge, a John Novice video. We open with the two boats in the pre-start, getting ready for the start itself. The clock time, local California clock time, is in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. The start is at 13:15, so we have about a minute and 20 seconds to go. The two boats are maneuvering to try to gain advantage at the start, and from that, an advantage at the first mark, the reach mark, which can make it challenging for the other boat to overtake. So there's kind of a dance here, the two boats maneuvering side by side. There's the starting mark right there, the blue cone with the yellow ring at the bottom. Two boats are turning back into the wind. Our viewpoint is from the south looking north. The west is to the left, the right is east. So the boats are turning up past the starting mark toward the southwest right here. There's about 30 seconds to go to the start right now. At about 10 seconds to go, they should kind of power up and start heading for it. Looks like Artemis Racing has the edge at the moment. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. See both boats turning toward us, trying to accelerate as quickly as possible. It's a drag race to try to get to the reaching mark, the first mark, in first place. It's a little hard to tell from our vantage point which boat is in the lead, although it looked like Artemis Racing had the edge at the very start. Luna Rossa is on the outside, so she will either have to follow Artemis Racing around the mark or sail a longer course to try to go around her, so this will be interesting. We should be approaching the reach mark right about now. The boats look like they're starting to turn just a little bit. Neither one is foiling. They're planing on the surface of the water, which is not as fast as foiling. There just probably isn't enough wind for them to be both foiling. Still approaching the reaching mark. Starting to turn a little bit more now. Looks like Luna Rossa is picking up speed and literally driving around the outside of Artemis. There's the reaching mark. Both boats are turning, but Luna Rossa is going considerably faster and is literally driving around the outside of Artemis Racing. And she's up on her foils, going downwind. So they'll both need to jibe soon, turning to the left, rotating counterclockwise. Let's see who does the best jibe. There goes Artemis Racing, but she's down in the water. That looks like a pretty slow jibe. There's Luna Rossa doing her jibe. She's down in the water too, so fairly comparable jibes. That's Alcatraz Island in the distance. We're looking to the east, actually to the northeast, and the boats will go down toward Alcatraz before jibing again. Here's a close-up view of Artemis Racing. And here's Luna Rossa Challenge. Still driving toward the northeast. And they'll probably get ready to jibe here fairly soon. Still going. And there goes the first jibe. Luna Rossa did a jibe, and she's being followed by Artemis Racing. Looks like she's opened up a little more of a gap here, so she's a little farther ahead and accelerating away. She's really starting to open it up. There's Alcatraz Island. They're passing down along Alcatraz Island. Now further to the east, the boats are splitting. Luna Rossa Challenge is going to the northeast, and Artemis Racing was heading to the southeast. Now Artemis Racing has come back to follow Luna Rossa Challenge, who's now heading for the leeward mark. Looks like she's heading for the north gate. She's going to jibe there. The north gate is to the left of her. The south gate is to the right of her. She has her choice. And there she is around the north gate. So she's picked up quite a lead and has overcome a little deficit that she had approaching the reaching mark. Let's see how far ahead she is. Artemis Racing still has yet to jibe to head for the leeward mark. There they're crossing, right near the helicopter. Luna Rossa coming back upwind toward us, toward the west. And Artemis Racing still heading to the east. Now she's down further, getting ready to go around the leeward mark. She looks like she's going around the south gate, heading south. That might not be the best tactic, but she's probably splitting to try to get some advantage over Luna Rossa Challenge. Her deficit at the leeward mark was 1 minute and 22 seconds, so she lost considerable time going downwind, having beaten Luna Rossa Challenge to the reach mark. That's unfortunate. There they were crossing, coming upwind. Here they are again. Luna Rossa Challenge. They look closer than they are because of the long lens that I'm using there. Here's Luna Rossa Challenge coming up along Alcatraz Island. Just have some short clips here. There's Artemis Racing. She's still to the east, still coming up toward us, even though Luna Rossa Challenge is passing us. So she's tacked there onto port tack, now heading toward the northwest and Alcatraz Island. Back to Luna Rossa Challenge further to the west. That's Marin County in the background. She's heading northwest right now and will, I think, soon be tacking over. Yes, there she goes. She's tacking over to head southwest back to the south part of the course to make a final tack to go back up to the windward westernmost mark. They can't go directly one way or the other. They have to zigzag. It's the physics of sailing. Nice trim, nice boat speed there. She's looking very good. There's Artemis Racing now, has also moved up west of us. That's again Marin County in the background. See all the guys in the boat grinding. Now back up to Luna Rossa Challenge. She's at the windward mark now, up by the Golden Gate Bridge, and it looks like she's tacking. And will probably, I'm guessing, go around the north gate. That's the south gate there at the left edge of the screen. So she's probably going to go to the right and go around the north gate. Now further on up, there's the north gate. She's getting ready to go around it. There she goes. She's around. And she'll soon be coming back to the east. We'll see how Artemis Racing is doing. It's the north tower of the Golden Gate Bridge right there. Whoa, bow up way too high. A lot of spray. That slowed her down, but she's back in a more normal attitude now and going well. And here comes Artemis Racing going upwind, looking fairly good, but of course well behind Luna Rossa Challenge. And now Artemis Racing is approaching the windward mark. And she likewise is going around the north gate. There she goes. She's around. Her deficit is 1 minute 50 seconds here, so she's lost almost a half a minute coming upwind. So she lost time going downwind and she lost time going upwind. Plowing a little bit there. Not able to get up on foils yet. There's Luna Rossa Challenge now to the east of us, down past Alcatraz Island. We can see Oracle Racing in the far distance. She's practicing down there. Here comes Artemis Racing. She's now foiling, coming now close to our position. She's passing to the north of us, heading east. And there she is, heading for Alcatraz Island. She's having to do a few extra jibes here, getting ready for a jibe to the right. She's currently going kind of northeast and needs to go southeast. So there she's heeling up. That's probably to get the board down. There she's turning. And now heading to the southeast along Alcatraz Island. There's the boats further on down the course to the east. We can see the leeward marks there. Luna Rossa Challenge, of course, in the lead, followed by Artemis Racing. Luna Rossa Challenge just jibed and is now heading for the leeward mark. We pick her up. There's the north gate on the left and the south gate on the right. Looks like she's jibing to go to the north gate. She's going pretty slowly down there. It looks like there's much less wind down by the leeward marks. She's almost creeping along at that point compared to how she was sailing up here. And there she is. She's around the leeward mark. There's Artemis Racing, likewise approaching the leeward marks. The Luna Rossa Challenge is coming back toward us. She's tacked and is coming upwind, whereas Artemis Racing is going away from us, still heading downwind. And it looks like she's headed for the north gate this time. Yes, she went around the north gate. Her deficit here is 2 minutes 11 seconds, so she's lost another 20 seconds downwind there. Luna Rossa Challenge coming up past Alcatraz Island and tacking toward us, heading southwest directly at us. Now she's further up the course. There's Oracle Racing. There are two boats in the background. And there's Alcatraz Island. Now she's further up the course to the west of us. Probably getting ready for another tack. There's Artemis Racing. She's also gone to the west of us. And she's tacking, coming down to the southwest. That's Angel Island in the background, a park. There's Artemis Racing close to our position, getting ready to tack. You can see the crew going across the boat, setting it up. Tack should start soon. There it goes. There's the tack. A lot of spray kicking up. There you see the board being ground up. That's the dagger board coming up. Those hydraulics grinding winches brought it up. And she's heeling, going right past the spectator boat. Got a real thrill there. Heading on up to the windward mark. Here's Luna Rossa Challenge way up to the west now at the windward mark, and she's going around. Golden Gate Bridge in the background, of course. And there she's crossing Artemis Racing, but it's considerably ahead of Artemis Racing at this point. And there's Artemis Racing now farther up to the west, approaching the windward mark. Looks like the north gate again. There's that spectator boat between us. Approaching the windward mark. There she goes around it. She's around. So she did pretty well coming back upwind. She cut the deficit to 1 minute 12 seconds with superior sailing and tactics probably. So she kind of almost pulled herself back in the race. She'd have to do this same kind of thing again on this downwind leg to have any hope of beating Luna Rossa Challenge. There she's going into a jibe. Not a terribly fast one. Both hulls are in the water. Very slow to get back up to speed. There's Luna Rossa Challenge now further down to the east, approaching Alcatraz Island. So she's holding on to a good long lead here, probably stretching it out. Hard to tell yet. And there she is way down to the east, approaching the leeward marks for the last time, pursued by Artemis Racing. We should be getting ready to jibe pretty soon to turn to the right to head back to the leeward mark, and from there to the finish. There goes Artemis Racing in pursuit, but quite a distance between them. And Luna Rossa Challenge is jibing there, getting ready to do that last mark rounding before she heads to the finish. And there she is approaching the leeward mark, going very slowly again. There must really not be much wind down there. And she's around. Now all she has to do is a easy reach to the finish, so she should have this one pretty much in the bag. Let's see how Artemis Racing is doing. There goes Artemis Racing, jibing, heading for the leeward mark. She's quite a ways behind. We'll look at the time once she gets around the mark. There she is approaching the mark. She's also going slowly. Must not be much wind. And she's around. The deficit is 2 minutes 8 seconds, so she lost back everything she had gained on the last upwind leg. Here she is approaching the finish and going past some spectators. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch my other America's Cup and Louis Vuitton Cup videos.